If you want to attract clients that actually light you up, energize you, and leave you more excited than drained, then make the small tweak in your marketing. So, the fastest way to increase sales with the minimum amount of effort is to just focus on the segment of your market that's the most in pain and the most fed up with their current situation. So the ones who are fed up, miserable, and stuck will typically swipe their card the quickest because they really want to get out of pain. But here's the catch. They're also the most draining people to serve. And the more you develop as a person, the more you actualize, the less you want to actually circle around pain all day long. So I was talking to a client who's in the relationship coaching niche. And when she started coaching, she was a magnet for women who were in full blown crisis. Think screaming matches at home, totally disconnected from themselves, drowning in pain, the drill. So she cared about them deeply, but after a day of calls, she felt completely wrecked. She felt like she'd carried their entire life on their back and her nervous system was fried. So she'd shut her laptop and feel like she needed an hour-long shower just to shake it off. So here's the lesson. The clients that light you up the most, they're not running away from pain. They are actually running towards possibility. They're the ones who are currently thinking that I don't want to just settle for average. I want to see how good life can get. I'm ready for the next level. These people aren't trying to climb out of a ditch. They're the ones who are already climbing the mountain and they want someone who can help them go higher. And working with these people feels like play because you're actually talking to a powerful person. Now, the catch is you're not going to feel as needed. You're a little codependent and you derive a sense of safety from feeling needed by your clients. This might trigger you a little bit because powerful people, they don't need you, but they want you. But the benefit is that every time you hang up the phone or get off a Zoom call, you're going to be more energized than when you started. You're going to be more inspired. You're going to think to yourself, this is why I actually started this business. The other humongous catch is that you actually have to embody being at the summit, being the ultimate case study of whatever you're actually selling. Now, this is very inconvenient for some people because it exposes the gap between who they say they are online and who they actually are. But if you are high integrity, if you're actually living your talk, if you're actually embodying what you preach, then you actually get to choose which game you play. Because most people, they are doing this completely backwards, right? They put the reference point in pain and all their marketing is based on you're struggling with this or you're stuck in that or you're all the pain-based copy and marketing and all the hooks and all that stuff. It works. It gets the sales. But as soon as people get good enough, as soon as they get out of pain, as soon as they get that 10K a month or whatever the fuck you sell, they are not going to resonate with your container anymore because your entire container is focused on getting out of pain. They will graduate out because they are no longer in pain. And what that means is retention is low, churn is high, lifetime value is low. It takes a lot of effort to keep clients, and you basically run a leaky bucket of a business. So instead, if you define your reference point in the extraordinary, if your entire business is built around this energy of how fucking good can things get, how much better can this area of my life be, something magical happens because the better people get, the more they improve in whatever domain you're helping them, whether it's health, wealth, relationships, whatever it is, the more energy that they have to get even closer to extraordinary. What that means is they stay longer, they invest more, and the energy in your community and in your body gets lighter and more fun instead of heavier. And you end up feeling a lot more fulfilled over time, not less, because you're not constantly trying to yank people out of ditches. You're helping people who are already climbing the mountain reach even higher peaks. These aren't people running away from something terrible. These are the people running towards something extraordinary. And there's an art to building a business that keeps giving you more energy as you go along. And it really starts with who you're serving. It's all in client selection. So instead of just talking to people in pain, it is important to use the pain that people are in to build empathy, because you need to demonstrate that you understand their situation. But you can actually help people, you can shift your focus at least a little bit to helping people go from good to great, from great to extraordinary. And if you think about it, there are people out there who already have decent relationships, but they want those relationships to be incredible, who already make good money, but they want to feel absolutely lit up by their work, who already have a nice life, but they know that there's another level available to them. These people are intrinsically motivated. They don't need pain to push forward. They already have their own internal engine that drives them towards growth. And the beautiful thing about serving these people is that they show up differently. They are not desperate or needy. They're curious and excited, and they come to their work with you from a place of expansion, not contraction. And I think one of the biggest gaps in the market isn't that people don't know how to solve their problems, especially now with AI and all this stuff. It's that they actually cannot imagine how good things can be. They don't have a vision for how good things can be. They have never seen what extraordinary looks like in that area of their life. And they have no reference point, not just cognitively, but somatically. They can't feel it in their body because they've never experienced it. And most people are living okay lives thinking that's as good as it gets. Or they're living good lives and they can't even imagine, their mind can't even fathom what great would be like. And that's where you come in. Because when you become the living, breathing embodiment of what's possible, when you show them through your own life, because you're actually living it, what extraordinary looks like, then that becomes the most powerful marketing you could ever do. The most powerful marketing you could ever do is demonstration. It's not marketing. And you're not selling them a solution to a problem. You're selling them a vision of who they could become. And when you embody what's possible, when you become the living example of extraordinary, then you don't need to just market to people in pain. You don't need to convince. You don't need to just push people into your stuff. You can just show them what life looks like at that next level, and then you can invite them to join you there. Because these people, they will never find you if all your content, all your stuff, all your copy is about problems and pain and what's wrong, because they're actually repelled by that. They find you when you start speaking to their vision, when you start embodying the extraordinary life that they want, and when you become the reference point for what's possible instead of what's broken.